Okay, so I had a thought, and y'all know me and my thoughts. And you know how whenever situations occur where, unplanned pregnancies and women love to use the excuse that, he could have used a condom, right? Well, when are women going to start admitting that they like to have unprotected sex just as much as men like to have unprotected sex? Yes, yes, y'all do. And, well, we do, right? Um, and I'm just speaking from a woman's perspective, right? Because a lot of y'all are not requiring it. The only way a man can have unprotected sex, you have to allow him to, which means you didn't give a lot of pushback, right? And then a lot of y'all, or at least some of y'all, I shouldn't say a lot of y'all, but at least some of y'all will give that excuse that, condoms, latex condoms at least, irritate you, right? Which that could be the case. But you need to keep condoms in stock that your hoo-ha is okay with. It shouldn't be the responsibility of a man to carry all these different types of condoms, right? Most of them are probably going to have the typical brand, and it's probably going to be latex. There are other options, but if you know you can't handle certain condoms, then you need to have those condoms, in stock for your sessions, right? And the same way that he could be using a condom is the same way that you can get on birth control, right? And I just think it's so interesting because a lot of women use the same excuse. They don't like the way birth control impacts their body. Well, if you get pregnant, how do you think pregnancy is going to impact your body? And not even during, I'm not even just talking about during pregnancy. I'm even talking about after pregnancy. I'm just like, we got to pick our battles here. Then we know y'all like unprotected sex, right? Because we have little walking evidences, walking around here that prove each time at least, you had it at least once or a couple times, depending on the number of kids you have. So again, the same way that we say that men could use a condoms, well, we could require it. We could require the use of condoms. I mean, even birth control. A lot of women don't want to get on birth control, and a lot of times they blame their pregnancies because of failed birth control. Well, if you look at the studies, a lot of the failed birth control is because it was not taken properly. Or you might have been taking something that interferes with the effectiveness of the birth control. But typically medicines let you know that, and your doctor lets you know that. And of course, if, in those cases, you should be inquiring or introducing another form of contraceptive measures. So to put all this responsibility on a man to protect your womb and to make sure that you don't get pregnant, sis, you were okay with that risk when you were okay with allowing him to have unprotected sex with you. Like, that's what we got to stop blaming these men for these situations, and we are just as responsible for the outcome of these situations. Unprotected sex leads to babies, which means you are okay with potentially having a baby with this man. You're risking it, right? So we got to stop acting like men are the only ones that like to have unprotected sex. Women do too, and it's apparent.